Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. All right. This is our group, the discussion of findings group. So,
Lillian, I think this is the literature review group.
are you serious? What am I doing here?
Yes, Lillian, I think you have to go to the other one. Is there any technical person here? So I think you can.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I think for this session, this is a literature review breakout group, and myself, my name is Asita De Silva, and Devi Noor Hazan. I'm hope that I'm pronouncing the name correctly. She will introduce herself later. So we both will conduct this session, and it means that I'm asking all the participants to give your thoughts into this. So we have several topics lining up, and we both will share them, and we will guide you through the topics. But you need to express your ideas and what do you think of those, and what are the practices that you are currently taking on, and what are the issues and what are the solutions that you have identified, so and so on. So we can have a nice discussion. So for each topic, we will allocate around 5 to 6 minutes. So then we will at the end of this session we will present it. So if I can share my screen, this screen will show you um, just a guide for the session. I hope you can see the screen. Devi, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
your screen, Asita.
Okay, perfect. So you can see the presentation as well, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so then I invite Devi to start with the session.
Thank you, Asita De Silva from University of Huddersfield, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dewi from ITB, and this is the breakout session 2, and we will discuss about the literature review. We will discuss some points that will appear in the screen. I hope you all can see the share screen from the Asita. So far, the point 1 is why we need a literature review section in scientific writing. Why we can just jump out to the methodology or jump to the result. Maybe anyone can give their ideas for these points. Thank you.
No one. Okay.
Okay.
Can I give?
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Abror. Right?
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Devi and also Asita. Uh, let me introduce myself. My name is Abrar from Universitas Negeri Padang. This interesting question: why we need a literature review section in scientific writing? In my opinion, it is the way how to know about the what have done and what to be done. Yeah, I mean, we in the literature review we can see, we can explore what the researchers have been done about the topic, and then what should be done in the future. Because of that, we need the literature review in our research. Maybe that's the first point from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Abror. So I can conclude that maybe we need to find the gaps for how we fill the gap to the research from the literature review. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
right.
thank you. Thank you, Pak Abror. Maybe anyone will add the points from this discussion?
Bu Dewi Nurhasana,
Yes?
can I speak in Bahasa?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Okay,
This is
my English
Bu.
little bit trouble. Okay,
Oh,
let
yeah,
me.
yeah. Okay.
I can introduce myself in English. My name is Herlina. I'm for Institute Kesehatan, yeah, Health
Okay.
Institute in private school in North Sumatra in Medan. menurut saya literatur review section itu di scientific writing adalah sebenarnya kita untuk observe ya, untuk mencari, menjelaskan variabel-variabel yang akan kita teliti gitu kan. Jadi apa-apa saja sih hubungan antar variabel tersebut gitu, dan apa saja yang sudah didapat hasil penelitian sebelumnya atau teori sebelumnya tentang variabel-variabel yang akan kita teliti. Itu aja. Ya, thank you.
Thank you, Bu Herlina. So, Bu Herlina said that literature review is really useful for finding the variable used in previous work. So, how to link the variable in the previous works to our research. Ya. Betul, Bu Herlina, begitu?
Iya, gitu Bu Nur Hasanah.
Okay, thank you, Bu Herlina. Anyone will share their ideas for this?
Saya bisa, Bu.
Yeah, Pak Sam.
My name is Sam. I belong to the Research Institute for Oceanography in Jakarta. Saya rasa begini, Bu, apa tadi Pak Abrar speaking in Indonesia because my English is very poor. Ibu Herlina dan Pak Abrar tadi sudah bilang bahwa memang itu kita dalam literatur review itu kita melihat apa-apa saja yang sudah dilakukan orang terdahulu, dan kita melihat kemungkinan sudah banyak yang direview oleh mereka, kemudian apa saja yang mungkin belum direview, mungkin kedepannya apa pengembangan yang akan ke depan di kita lihat begitu. Nah, dalam kesempatan itu si ini telah mengerjakan ini, si itu telah mengerjakan ini, yang A, B, C telah mengerjakan ini. Maka tapi hal ini belum dikerjakan oleh orang lain. Maka disitulah saya akan melanjutkan pekerjaan yang belum direview penelitian saya akan melanjutkan hal-hal apa yang belum dilakukan oleh orang lain. Itu mungkin ada apa istilahnya, ada benang merah gitu dari yang sebelumnya dan kita melanjutkan yang sesudahnya. Itulah namanya perkembangan di bidang ilmu pengetahuan, itu berkembang demikian. Saya rasa itu mungkin, maaf saya dalam bahasa Indonesia.
Tidak apa-apa Pak, nanti saya coba translate untuk Asita juga ya. Thank you Pak Sam. So Pak Sam said the literature review are really useful again to find the gaps and to link it to the next research. So what's already done for the previous research and what's that need to explore for the next research. Begitu ya Pak ya?
Ya, saya rasa begitu ya. Hal-hal yang belum dilakukan orang terdahulu, kitalah yang melakukan gitu. Kita meneruskan pengembangannya.
Yeah, so it's a development of science maybe ya Pak ya?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Asta is the time.
Yes. So
okay.
I'll move on to the second part. So it's about how can we structure the literature review. So I think you may have written some papers, and if you can share your experience on how are you structuring these literature review sections. So can anyone share that how do you write your literature reviews? How do you structure your literature reviews? What are you include in your literature reviews?
Mr. Asita?
Yes.
Can I speak? I can say something in Bahasa. It's okay? Bu Dewi?
I think Dewi can translate.
Can translate it for Asita.
Ya, maaf Bu Dewi.
Kalau apa Bu, silakan.
Oke, nah ini sebenarnya untuk structure dari literature review section, sebenarnya dari beberapa artikel yang pernah saya buat dengan teman-teman, itu di literature sectionnya ini ada beberapa jurnal itu dia menaruhkan literature review-nya ini cenderung di background, ya di background itu di latar belakang atau di introducing section. Nah, jadi kalau literature review-nya digabungkan di background atau di introducing section itu agak terbatas. Jadi kita lebih ke misalnya kita menggunakan tools teorinya siapa gitu kan. Misalnya saya sekarang sedang nulis tentang Hospital Safety Index yang menggunakan toolsnya dari WHO. Di situ ada modul 1, modul 2-nya itu tentang structural safety, non-structural safety, and functional safety. Nah, jadi literatur review-nya itu kita agak terbatas karena kadang tiap jurnal itu juga kan hanya 6 halaman, 8 halaman seperti itu. Jadi sepertinya literatur review-nya ini hanya menjelaskan mungkin hanya satu paragraf untuk satu satu variabel atau satu sub modul gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya kayak saya tadi itu ada 4 modul itu kan di WHO 4 modul itu terakhir saya hanya menjelaskan hanya 4 paragraf saja gitu untuk 4 modul masing-masing satu paragraf berdasarkan hanya dari satu literatur yang besar saja gitu. Seperti itu Bu Dewi.
Okay. So from the Ibu Herlina says that some journals put the literature review section together with background or in the introduction, so it's quite difficult to explore to put the context of the literature review, but Ibu Herlina says that for the journal she writing in this time, she merged the literature section in the background or introduction about the hospital safety index, ya Bu ya?
Iya, benar Bu.
In the hospital safety index, only in the background and introduction, and she only put the tools in the literature section, so it's quite difficult to write a comprehensive literature review with journals targeting only 6 to 8 pages. So she only puts the tools theory she used from WHO for the tools theory. So it's maybe just only 1 paragraph in the literature section.
Okay, so that is kind of a disadvantage that you have very tight page limits when you have to have incorporate more literature into the paper. So yes, that's something that we should all consider about. So any other maybe one more idea that we can share?
Maybe mungkin begini Bu ya. Jadi literatur review itu sangat berbeda sekali antara kita menulis di paper ya, di jurnal internasional gitu atau di tesis gitu, misalnya master tesis atau PhD tesis gitu kan. Kalau di master tesis itu ada satu bab yang khusus mengenai literatur review gitu. Mungkin itu bisa sampai 10 halaman. Tetapi tidak mungkin kita menulis itu di jurnal gitu. Jadi misalnya begini, eutrofikasi misalnya. Yang dimaksud dengan eutrofikasi didefinisikan sebagai ini menurut si ini dalam kurung. Kemudian eutrofikasi akan menyebabkan ini menurut si ini gitu. Misalnya eutrofikasi menyebabkan kesuburan perairan menjadi naik gitu. Itu dikutip dari siapa gitu. Akibat dari situ nanti misalnya fitoplankton di suatu perairan meningkat populasinya gitu menurut si ini. Begitu, jadi itu sangat pendek sekali, sangat padat sekali kalau di dalam jurnal gitu. Beda sekali dengan di tesis gitu. Di tesis bisa sampai 10 halaman, 12 halaman hanya untuk membahas literatur review gitu.
Yeah. Terima kasih Pak Sam. So Pak Sam says that literature review for the journals papers is quite different from the master thesis or doctoral dissertation because the limitation of the pages. So in the master thesis or dissertation, we can write about maybe 10 pages for only the literature section, but for the journal papers, like Ibu Herlina said before, it's pages limitation that we should make it a comprehensive, but yeah, it's quite difficult, right?
Yes, yes, but I think we should all keep in mind that since there are several methods of doing literature reviews like snowballs and systematic and so many other ways, but when we are writing a paper, we should at least allocate 2 or 3 pages for the literature to set the scene, the background, and give like what is the research gap and how you define those research questions from the literature and justify everything possible. So I think if we can do that within that limit, so that will be like the scientific writing process. So I think we all can agree. I think Devi can continue with the next uh, presentation slide or the topic.
Okay, thank you, Asta. It is forecast of key topics or texts that will appear in the review. Do you agree? Maybe it's for confirmation with you, Asta. For forecast of the key topics or text is in the literature review related to the paper itself.
Yes, yes, it's like forecasting, like when you are writing about the title. So as in the keynote speaker and the Professor Dilanti mentioned that everything has to be reflected in the literature section as well. So that's actually the this about.
Okay, thank you Asta for the confirmation. Mungkin ada yang mau berpendapat? Tidak apa-apa dalam bahasa nanti. I will translate it.
Yes, of course, of course.
All right, maybe I can share my opinion here. Thank you, Bu Dewi and Asta. Yeah, like Asta said before, when we see the title or the topic of the research, it should be we can find it in the literature review. It means that in the what do you call that, the title should be reflect what we have done in our research there. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah, because when we research something, when we study about something and then we write that in the paper, the title of the paper should be reflect what we have done in our research. Is it make sense, or is it correct? What I say?
Yes, it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Sam.
I'm agree too.
Yeah.
Paper, when they read our, maybe some literature review right in the introduction. So maybe if they read our introduction, they can predict when the writer is want to review in this kind of topic, such kind of that maybe.
Yeah, maybe it will prevent from the misleading, right?
Yeah.
That the title is different with the literature review or for the paper itself.
Oh, I think we can actually forecast the findings of the review as well, right? So when we are reading the findings at the end, so I think what we are finding, it should the literature review should provide like a setting of scene for those reviews, like the key terms and the key matters that should be reflected, and those things has to be addressed. I think if anyone can give some ideas on that as well.
Maybe. Yeah, I agree, because the literature review will address what methodology we used, or what result that we present.
Yeah, and maybe I can add something there, especially for the literature. Sorry.
Can I ask something? Sometimes we find the literature review in our discussion, because we represent our result and our result say like this, but the other people we cite the literature, the people result like that. It is sometimes we agree the same result, but sometimes the result is opposite, and we find we get in the we cite some journal in the not in the literature review, but we found on the discussion too. It is agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yes, I
Sometimes we
agree
use,
with Pak Sam. I agree with Pak Sam because the limitation of we have to present the literature review in background or introduction section, so we can put it or add it in discussion section. I agree with you, Pak Sam.
Our result is the same like the people written in 19 in that journal that written in that journal. So, but this our result, but this my result is not the same with the other result, and we put some reason about the different like that. Yeah. Maybe we can find the literature review on the discussion too, I think.
Okay, Bu Dewi, may I add something there? It is interesting for me, especially Pak Sam said that when in the literature review, for example, this is significant, but in our finding is not significant. Nah, and then I think this is a good point for us. Yeah, maybe it is a kind of the novelty of our research, because the difference between the literature and also what we found, and then we can elaborate it, yeah, why it's happened, and then we can find some justification, maybe the different context of research, difference of background, difference of socio-cultural situation that makes our finding is different with the previous research. And it has become a key point for us to say, this is the novelty of our research, and for the next research, we should add something else there. Maybe that's the point. Thank you.
Yeah, so the literature is not only in the literature review, but sometimes we cite on the discussion too, on the result and discussion.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's what Pablo says before it to find the novelty, to highlight the novelty, to comparing the what we have done and what others have done, like that. The compare the result. Asito, should we move?
Yes.
To the next.
So in this one, how can we address or justify the research gap through the literature review? So this is another important section I think we should discuss. So in your practice, so what are the ways that you are finding? How do you justify the research gap through these literature reviews? So what are the strategies that you are using?
Maybe may I?
Yes, yes, please.
Bu Dewi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. In my experience, I don't have much experience, but in my experience, I did this one. I did the systematic literature review, for example. Maybe we can use the Fosviewer, for example, or for qualitative one. Maybe we can use the what do you call that? The kind of tools that we can use, like Leximancer, for example, to find the key, the research gap there. Yeah.
Yes.
And also we can do it by this one, just the by manual one. I have done it by using just find the key term, the keywords, and also the pair keywords in the for example in the Science Direct, in the Web of Science, for example, and then we got it, and then after that we pull it, and then we use some inclusion and exclusion criteria there, and then after that we can get the key what do you call, the key articles or the main article for us, and then after that we analyze it. Maybe we can make a table about the finding, about the methodology that have done, and then about the number of sample, for example, and then what the limitation. The important one for me is the limitation and future research. When we read the new papers, for example, and then we found the limitation of the future research of the article, and then we can address that as our novelty. Yeah, because it is the key point from the previous researchers that they haven't done it yet, and then we can do that for the future.
Yes.
Maybe
I think
yeah.
that's a really good sorry, that's a really good idea that you shared. I think sometimes the systematic reviews may take longer time because we have to do the protocol, and we have to upload the protocol and get the submission and do like thousands and thousands of papers to review in the first screening and second screening. So it's like a lot of work. So in that sense, sometimes we have to use those manual methods, maybe snowballing or a desk review with the key terms. And I'm sure that we all are using all these academic databases for the literature reviews, so which gives like a very solid justification on what we are identifying as the research gap. And as you said, I think identifying the gap through the new work that have been published is really, really important, because they have already identified some of these gaps, so which we can build our research upon. So any other ideas that we have, we can add here.
Sorry, may I add something there? In my
Yes,
experience, I only use the good journal. For example, only Scopus Q1 and Q2 there, or ABS ranking grade 4, grade 3, on only that that we can analyze to find the research gap. Yeah, not all the research, not all the papers, but only the selected papers. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, but sometimes there's also no. In my case, I looking for the literature review because it is difficult. I only using the Google.
Okay.
And then if it is very easy to Google, but when we go to the literature there, sometimes we must pay, maybe $39, or if we want to get, it is very for Indonesian in Indonesia, maybe for the Indonesian student in the study in the abroad, it is easy. You go to the library, and then you can download all the literature that you want. But in Indonesia, in the case, it's very difficult to find the literature. If we find a good literature, but we must pay if we got the information. But sometimes, in my case, I looking for the address of the author, the first author or the second author, and then I contact him. And then please, I'm deeply appreciate if I'm very interested in your paper, and then please send me your paper. And then sometimes after only 2 hours, and then the paper is come to me. Sometimes it is depend on the author. It is she or he busy or not. Yeah.
Yes.
But the other important thing to get the literature review, sometimes we get the gray literature. Gray literature is not in the journal, but we get from other side. Maybe there's not published paper, yeah, but sometimes important information are in the gray literature. Sometimes the Indonesian student write maybe the bachelor student make a thesis, and then sometimes we get important data on the data. Of course, there's not international, not quality, but we can get the data, and then we can
very true, very true, Sam. Very true, because I know that sometimes if you are not affiliated to a university or an academic establishment, that you won't subscribe to those journal facilities or the Scopus or the databases. So it's a limitation for the people that who are working on research field. But that was a very good solution that you have proposed, that contacting the author, and if it's a very good paper and you think that is really important for you, I think you can of course contact the author and get it from them. So they will of course share the papers with you if it's for academic work. So I think for the next one, Devi can continue.
about 30 years ago we write a postcard, and now it's by email. It is very easy, yeah, to contact the audience.
Yes,
Before
yes,
we need about 1 month, we send the postcard, and I'm interesting in, and then we waiting about 1 month, and then
yes.
yeah, some paper coming and some paper not coming, yeah, like that.
The technology and the
The
development.
technology, yeah. Now it's sometimes only
Yeah.
2 hours. The paper is coming to in our inbox, in email box, yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, the technology really saves the time. Okay, I'll move on to the next question. How can we link the literature review with the rest of the paper? Maybe we discussed it a bit before, but
Yes.
is there any idea from the participants?
If no one, maybe I can. Yeah.
Ya, Pak Abror.
Sabar, ya,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, please, Bu
Go
Herlina.
ahead.
Ya,
Yeah,
thank
go
you Pak
ahead.
Abror.
Yeah.
Ya, thank you.
Yeah.
Kayaknya harus in bahasa lagi nih, agak ribet.
Yeah, I will translate it, Bu. No worries.
Yuk, sorry Bu Dewi. Ini kita kan harus melingkan literatur review dengan the rest of the paper. Nah, saya rasa memang harus gitu kan. Kalau literatur reviewnya beda, hasil yang dibahas beda, hasil beda yang nggak nyambung juga gitu kan. Jadi kita harus nggak jalan juga. Jadi kan mulai dari judul tuh, judul itu udah jelas itu apa-apa variabel yang ada yang akan kita teliti atau apa saja gitu kan, terus masuk ke keyword di abstrak itu kalau memang apa, terus di introduction kan juga sudah. Jadi jelas itu apa yang mau kita bahas ya itu aja yang kita ceritain gitu. Jangan ngebahasnya apa misalnya struktural yang dibahas malah nanti manajemen gitu kan, itu nggak nyambung. Itu contohnya seperti itu. Begitu Bu Dewi.
Yeah, okay. So Bu Herlina said that we can make a whole story about the papers from the title into the introduction, literature review, methodology, and the result. So it is a good one to make a whole story about the papers. So the linkage is can it can be good when the literature review it's point on to the methodology and it's a reflect on the title and we discussed it before that it can forecast the result.
Okay, Bu Dewi, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. How can we link the literature review with the rest of the paper? In my experience, I started with the literature review first. Yeah. I left introduction at the end, at the last. Yeah. Actually, truly. Yeah. I didn't write the introduction at the first time, but I left it. I leave it for the last. Yeah. Save for the last. After I finish everything, because in the literature it is a kind of the spirit of the paper. I think this is the spirit of the paper, because when we talk about everything there, it is based on the literature review. Because at the first we want to find the gap there, and then we want to elaborate about the measurement, for example, what have done by the previous research, and then what we need to be done in the future as our novelty there. And then after that, we go to the methodology. I think the methodology, especially the analysis tool only as a tool. Yeah, it is not everything. It's not everything. Sometimes people say that the complex or the complex methodology, complex tools of analysis is good. In my mind, it's not. It is based on parsimony. If we can do it by the easy way, why not? We can do it. Because of that, based on the literature review, everything should be based on the literature review. when we talk about the methodology, it should be suitable with the literature review. And also when we find the finding and we discuss it, we bring the literature review to discuss about the finding. Is it similar? Is it support the previous research or not? If not, why it is not? And then we discuss about that. And also in the introduction, when we write the introduction, of course, we will talk about the aims of the study. Aim of the study to answer our research gap. Research gap, we found it from the literature review. It means that literature review as the spirit of our paper, I think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Abror. So, literature review, it's a foundation for the paper, right?
Ya, Bu Dewi nambahin dikit.
Ya,
Ya, setuju dengan Pak Abror, itu kan literatur review. Nah, kalau saya setuju dengan kata-kata Pak Abror tadi yang bahwa methodology is just a tools. Make it simple. Jika dengan metodologi atau analisis yang sesimpel mungkin bisa menjawab tujuan kita, tujuan penelitian kita, kenapa harus yang ribet. Nah, jadi saya setuju dengan Pak Abrol. Jadi untuk yang memang awal untuk kalau mau melakukan penelitian itu kan tentunya kita memang harus ada permasalahan dan ada topik. Dari permasalahan dan topik itu baru kita cari literatur review-nya, baru kita bisa menentukan pakai metode apa. Yang sesimpel mungkin kalau saya sih gitu, mau menggabungkan dua metode juga boleh gitu kan. Baru mulai melakukan penelitian ya sesuai dengan apa yang sudah kita dapat dari literatur review itu, apa sih sebenarnya faktor-faktor yang mempengaruhi dari itu permasalahan kita itu di mana sih letaknya gitu, mempengaruhi dari topik yang mau kita ambil. Itu Bu Dewi.
Terima kasih Bu Herlina. So the literature review will point will help us to construct for the methodology. We can do the research with a simple for the simplest method, for the simplest methodology. But the literature review, it's like Pak Abror also said that it's the root for the papers for the research. So it should be done more in depth. Yeah, Esther?
Okay. So then how we can cite literature correctly. So this is another important area. So anyone can just give your opinion. How are you going to cite literature? It's not only about the referencing, but if you see a good quality paper and if you see some good quality ideas, how you are going to take that into your literature review. So what's the techniques or the methods that you use?
Bu Dewi?
Ya, silakan Bu.
Untuk men-cite literatur review itu memang nggak dari hasil penelitian orang yang terdahulu yang mau kita pakai gitu, itu saya biasanya lebih ngelihat ke di resultnya sama dari result itu kan ada interpretasinya. Jadi biasa bukan hanya angka-angka yang saya lihat, jadi saya lebih men-cite itu bukan angka, tapi interpretasi dan penjelasan dari angka-angka yang dihasilkan itu. Itu kalau saya yang men-cite-nya. Gitu Bu Dewi.
Terima kasih Bu Herlina. So Bu Herlina said that she read the papers, a good one, and will reference, will use it in the literature review. Not only this paper talk about the data, but the interpretation of the data. Maybe Bu Herlina, kalau misalnya dari beberapa paper tersebut, Ibu biasanya menggabungkannya bagaimana Bu? Apakah kemudian Ibu mensarikan, so you combine some papers in the literature review and put it in your paper, or do you have some insight in doing literature review?
Terkadang memang saya menggabungkan dari hasil beberapa paper itu saya gabungkan gitu kan dalam kalau memang ibaratnya masih biasa saya gabungkan bisa dalam gabungan satu kalimat itu jadi beberapa site yang memang interpretasinya ada sama sinonim kata-katanya jadi saya satukan. Jadi kadang ada juga yang ibaratnya dia harus satu kalimat sendiri gitu. Tapi kalau yang beberapa bisa saya gabungkan. Nah, kalau memang dia sama, walaupun terkadang ada juga yang dia bertentangan, tapi saya bisa satukan juga dalam satu kalimat. Jika itu memang harus kita apa namanya, Bu Dewi, kalau kita di pembahasan seringnya begitu Bu, di pembahasan kalau di lecture karena kan harus mengcompare ya, mengcompare. Tapi kalau untuk yang di introduction session-nya itu juga terkadang ada beberapa saya buatnya begitu, satu kalimat itu dari beberapa hasil paper bisa sampai 2, 3, 4, 5, kadang pernah sampai dari 10 paper saya gabungkan gitu dalam satu kalimat begitu Bu.
Yeah. So Bu Herlina said that she elaborates more from different papers to construct the good literature review, or she doing a compare and contrast from the literature review and put it in the papers.
Okay, so I think that's a good idea, but I am sure that you all are aware of that, when you are citing literature review, that you have to use a proper citation methods like, the latest one is that we are using APA 7th edition. So the 6th edition is now outdated. And I think when we are citing literature that I'm sure that we know these things that don't rely on a single source for many citations. And sometimes if it's a very strong statement, you have to support with many literature, but not with the single author for a very strong statement. So I think these matters we know. Since we don't have a very strict time limitation, I think nearly 7 minutes we have. So we will take one more slide as the question. So Devi, you can continue with this one. So we can wind it up at the end.
Okay. Okay, so how can we select correct literature and identify correct time consent? Maybe it's related to the which year can we use for the literature review in our papers? Is it too old or is it still relevant? Maybe like that.
Bu Dewi, ya biasa saya sih ngambil yang 3 tahun atau 5 tahun ke belakang gitu.
Yeah, so
jangan terlalu jauh, ya jangan.
The time is 3 to 5 years before.
Ya, enggak terlalu jauh juga seperti itu.
Kalau untuk select correct literature, Bu Herlina, do you use some keywords or do you cite from the not same papers, but it's quite in the same field, or how can you say that this is the correct literature?
Kalau untuk memilih literatur yang benar itu saya sebenarnya alat bantunya sih sama, kita mungkin ya simple yang pakai Google Scholar atau saya masuk ke online lab-nya dari kampus dari kampus tempat saya kemarin belajar dari UI. Jadi keyword-nya itu memang penting Bu. Jadi keyword-nya harus pas. Kalau enggak itu bisa keluar yang hanya sebenarnya dia tidak yang kita mau, tapi bisa keluar macam-macam tuh. Jadi keyword itu penting. Jadi terkadang kita harus ada belajar bagaimana cara membuat keyword supaya artikel yang kita cari itu yang benar-benar sesuai dengan yang literaturnya kita gitu. Jadi itu keyword penting.
Okay, so keyword is the key. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, Pak Abror.
Maybe how can we select correct literature and to identify correct time consent? Yeah, like Bu Herlina says, 5 years is fine, or maybe some people said 10 years. Yeah, 10 years that's fine. Yeah, and also to select the correct literature, in my experience, maybe we can use Google Scholar, for example, or we can use Science Direct, we can use PubMed or etc. that we can see. And then I only use the top ranked journal. I only use top ranked journal in Indonesia, because of in Indonesia we use Scopus. For example, I only use Q1 and Q2 Scopus journal for my literature, because it is assumed that that journal is what they call it, fully peer review, and did the peer review correctly, and then we can get the good result for them for that. And like I said before, maybe we can use the systematic literature review to select the correct literature there. Yeah, we can select the best paper, and then after that we analyze it. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Abror. So the journal credibility is also one of the criteria to select the correct literature review, right?
Yeah. And another one is the previous questions, yeah, how to cite the paper. Maybe we can use what they call, we can say, the reference manager to make it easy for us. For example, Asta said about the APA 7 right now. Maybe we can use the APA 7 when we send the paper to one journal. Maybe they use APA 7, but when we got rejected and then we want to send that paper to another journal, they use Harvard, for example. It's so hard for us to change it manually. But when you use the reference manager, only one click, that's we can do it easily when we use the reference manager like Mendeley for the free one, Zotero, and maybe we can use EndNotes for the pay. We have to pay for EndNote, but not for Mendeley and also Zotero. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Pak. Okay, we still have a time.
I think we have 2 minutes. So are we going for another topic? Just a quick one then. So are there any issues that when you are citing literature, what are the issues that you are facing? So I think we can have a quick discussion. So we have only 2 minutes. If anyone can point it out, what are the issues that you are facing?
Yeah, may I?
Of course, yes.
Okay. In my experience, the struggle most when writing literature review is how to find the gap. Is it truly the gap? Yeah, we don't know. Maybe today we said this is the gap. This is the novelty of our research. But after that, when we search again in the search engine, we found it. And then what we said as our novelty is obsolete. Yeah, someone else has been done about that, and it is not a novelty again. We need to find another one. That's the struggle one for me. Yeah. Thank you.
I think that is like a very common thing among researchers. So you think that this is the gap, but when you find literature, it has already been done. So that's why we need a good literature review to justify what we are doing, and it's the gap. You have to say this. There is a gap. So then you need to have like a very thorough literature review to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
So
about
any other thing?
Yeah, about about the previous question about the time. I think there's not only 5 years or 10 years the new one, the new paper, but it's depend on your study. If you study on the biosystematic, maybe you find a new species. So you must compare with about the old book, maybe in 17 centuries, maybe. So you must define. Maybe we found a new.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Sam. I think we will automatically redirected now. So
okay, thank you. Sorry.
We will see you in the main session, and I think Devi and I will present these findings at the main session.
Thank you, everyone.
you.
For
Thank you,
the
everyone. And
participation.
Devi,
Thank you.